Well, looks like there's UFOs flying above FBI agents' houses, not just in this country, but in all the countries around the world. This is crazy. We're being invaded once again, and they're not by Mexicans. So, this is crazy, right? This is crazy. Hopefully you guys stick around for the video. We're going to be talking about a few different things, actually, and something that people haven't touched on in a long time, and I'm wondering what's going to happen. But, so, in earlier news, I did find out that UFOs are hovering above FBI agents' houses in the United States and also in Europe. It might be other places as well, too. That's kind of the weird thing. I don't know about anyone else, but it's funny when I hear about people talk about UFOs. They don't want to just call them aliens. They're not aliens. They're Nephilim. They're fallen angels. They're evil. They're pure evil. They're not good. And they're coming out of the water too. Anyways, that's a different little rant there. But the aliens, when people are talking about the UFOs, it's very interesting. They're saying, oh, UFO, it just means unidentified flying object, not saying they're aliens. I don't get it. Just say there's little green men in planes flying around us and we can't keep up. Just say there's something out there with technology greater than ours. Shoot, people might start believing in God, saying, hey, look, there's a creator that created everything, a power greater than us. So what this means, I don't know. It's, for me, it kind of still goes 50-50. It still might be the U.S. government, or not the U.S. I always blame the U.S. for everything. But it still might be some of the secret programs in the government sectors, I should say. Not just the U.S., but government sectors testing out equipment. They do have fallen angel equipment, that's for sure. Oh, I thought that truck was gonna go a little crazy. They do have fallen angel equipment, and they do test it. This is how we get advances in our technology. But when people start talking about UFOs, they just don't want to say demon, they don't want to say alien, they don't want to say Nephilim, other than Christians that do believe in the fallen world. And so it's very interesting how these things are popping up, because back in the day, I don't know if anyone else watched the X-Files and understood the messages of MIB. If you guys want to do a lot of really cool research, so yeah, my lights are on. Just look up skin suits. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. But there's a lot of secrets that are hidden from us, and people don't want to talk about it. But we're told about this. We're told that the demons, or the devils, I should say, the devils told Jesus, oh, Jesus, have you come to punish us before our time? Cast us out into the swine. And so Jesus cast them into the swine. The swine got infected, and then what? They ran off a cliffside into the ocean, into the sea. Into the sea. And so, this is why I don't eat pork. Pork is disgusting. Pork is vile. It's a disgusting, filthy animal. It'll do anything. It has no morals. And that's why it's just an unclean food. It's an unclean food for a lot of different reasons. But all right, let's make it. Go. So I thought that was pretty interesting about the whole UFO thing. People not want to talk about it, but then all of a sudden, because back in the day, no one wanted to talk about it. And now all of a sudden, the news is covering UFOs. Like they're going to release some information here soon. Psychic? More like psycho. Yeah, it's crazy. There's so much magic and mysticism here. in my city, not my city, the world city. But something that no one is talking about. This is what I've been thinking about the last couple of days, and I had to watch a movie because people had talked about it before. Found it very interesting. Didn't really learn too much than what I've already known, but it did help put the pieces into perspective a certain way. And I'll say this movie it's a horrible, disgusting movie, but the information in there was very, very interesting. It's called what is it? The Big Flip. Oh, no, The Big Short. It's called The Big Short. So be careful because there's nudity in there. There's a lot of cussing. But it goes over the 2008 financial crash, and was very, very interesting to watch. Now, granted, in 2008, I was still a kid in high school or middle school. High school. I was in high school and didn't really pay attention to any of that stuff. I knew that people were losing their jobs. I knew people were losing their homes. It was a really bad time. I know money was a little tight. But I watched that movie and it broke things down in a pretty simplistic way when looking at mortgages and bonds and explaining how things are kind of put together. It is just a big Ponzi scheme. We've known that. A lot of people will say, yeah, the banking system's corrupt, banking system's Ponzi scheme, banking system's, this and that. But this movie just explains it in a very easy to swallow way for just very, very basic economics. Now, what people haven't been talking about, and I think it's very interesting, is the bubble that we're in now. This bubble is a lot bigger than in 2008. And I don't know about anyone else, but this bubble is about to break. I just don't know when. That's the interesting part. This bubble is about to crash, and then it's going to be a good time to buy houses. A really good time to buy houses. And vehicles. So that's going to be a very interesting part. Now, it's not going to crash to where it's going to be super, super cheap for vehicles. But for houses, they're going to go back to just regular prices. And I think interest rates are going to be super low. But there's going to be a whole lot of people losing their houses, losing their cars, losing their, people have been losing their jobs. And this is why I don't understand why people aren't talking about this as one of the big things. They want to talk about reproductive rights and tariffs, which I mean, the tariffs are just going to get placed on us either way. But when we focus on the housing and the debt, we have what, 33, 36 trillion dollars worth of debt. We're not going to be able to repay that back. The financial crisis lost people their 401ks, their pensions, their retirements, and everything totaled what, just 5 trillion. And now we're 33 trillion, 36 trillion in debt. And debt to who? To the banks. To the banks. So, people are also, they've been given mortgages because of the crazy income that was happening in 2020, 2021, 2022. And still kind of even to this day, right? They're given mortgages and also loans. Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead. I'll just get over right here, dude. Alright. But, so they're giving mortgages and home loans. I'm not saying they can't afford them, but most people can't for what they're buying. All it would take is one little mishap in their life. They get injured, they lose some hours at work, or maybe their spouse dies or leaves, or any one little catastrophic thing. People are going to lose their homes and their cars. The car market is outrageous. These cars are $100, $135, $140,000, $180,000. It is outrageous and nuts. And these dealerships are giving loans, first-time car loans to teenagers, 18, 19, 20, 21, of $120, $130, $140,000. And their car notes are $1,200, $1,400, $1,600. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. So when things start crashing, because they will start crashing, we've been in a slow decline already, and a lot of us are just barely hanging on. Making sacrifices on food, making sacrifices on trips, making sacrifices on a lot of different things. For me, I've never been one to go on trips or whatever. I don't really spend too much money ever. That's it. I don't really buy things for myself other than things that I need or things to make money. That's about it. But I've seen that people aren't going on trips, or they're getting loans for trips, and what people haven't been talking about is the housing bubble. The housing bubble that we're in. It's gonna blow. And I just don't know when that is, but when it does happen, I don't mind going slow, but that's way too slow, brother. Speed limit 60 right here. We're going, I like to cruise right around 50, 52, 55, somewhere around there, going into work. But yeah, that guy's going about 30 miles per hour. But the housing bubble is about to break. It's gonna blow. And just think about all the people that have adjustable interest rates as well too. A lot of first-time homeowners got these $500,000 houses, $300,000 houses with adjustable interest rates. The interest rates are going through the roof. People are trying to sell their houses at the peak, and they're not able to. Some of these houses are on the market for almost a whole year because people aren't paying. One, the houses are way too outrageous, and the prices of the house don't even justify a high interest rate. So, there's really no plan. A lot of these developers are even offering $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 that they'll pay so that way your interest rate gets lower. It's crazy. But AI is taking over. It's taking jobs left and right. The housing market's going to crash, and no one's really focused on it. No one's paying attention. And so, I don't know. I don't know what to say after that. Hopefully you guys aren't caught unawares. But watching that movie made me start thinking about a few different things as well too. Very, very interesting, the time that we're going in. And remember, Trump can't save you. Trump is not going to save this crisis or save our debt. Nothing. What the Bible says is what the Bible says, and that's what's going to happen. Things will crash, and we'll be forced into a one world economy. And those that want to peacefully dip out, we're going to dip out. So, Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy your day. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Other than that, you guys have families, spend time with your families. If you guys have children, spend time with your children. It's very, very important, especially in this wicked and evil Christmas season. All these pagan holidays going on back to back to back to back, where there's no love, there's fake love, there's lying and deceiving, casting spells and evilness everywhere. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Spend time with your family and children. You guys stay sexy. Laters.